Good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you are hopping on, just comment hello. Let me know you're here. Okay, I'm starting to see some jump on. Good morning, April. I always forget with the live that there is a little delay, so I'm always kind of just talking away and thinking no one's here, but there's a delay. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Janet. Okay, so I'm going to give it about 30 seconds to a minute. Let some people hop on here before I get started. Okay, everybody, I see people starting to jump on. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're going to do the pillow covers. I got a bunch of pillow covers in, and I tried one of them. I haven't tried the other two. So we are going to live dangerously, as I always say. And I'm going to do them with that. I've never tried them, so we're going to do them live and see how they go. I'm going to do them according to the manufacturer's instructions on them. So let me show you. This was the one that I did do, and this is the linen pillow cover. And at the end of the video, when I do the replay on it, I'll post the links to where I got everything. Okay, so but look how beautiful this is, and this does have a linen look. Okay, but it is 100% polyester. So, and look how vibrant the colors turn out on that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that was that one, and I do want to show you a few other ones that here is this pumpkin design that I did on a garden flag. So this one's done on the garden flag. Now I do have the two different designs. They're both different. So if you're going to do the garden flag, you need to purchase the garden flag, and I'll tell you why. Because the garden flag is sized and the sides are cut. So the pumpkins are cut off on the garden flag because they're going to fill the garden flag. So the edges are cut on the garden flag. Okay, but on the pumpkin pillows, I did the full pumpkins on the edges. So it doesn't look like you just have a box there. So these are two different designs. So if you're choosing to do a pillow, make sure you choose the pillow design. And if you're choosing to do the flag, make sure you do the flag. And also there was a little bit of sizing and stretching, because with the pillow, it was more square. This one's more elongated, so this one's made to fit this way. When I stretched it, it pixelated. It just kind of didn't, the pumpkins didn't look correct. So the pillow one was designed with the square in mind, and it's designed to fit square. Not that you can't size it up and down, because you can. These will fit different size flags up and down, and you can do a little bit like sideways if you needed to on the width, but once you start stretching it too much, it gets distorted and kind of gets like wonky. So depending on what you're going to do with these are great for personalization. Now, let me tell you, I have the pumpkin patch one, and then I also have little pumpkins, which was this design. So there's two different designs as well for the flag and for the pillows. And the personalization is up to you. So you do not have, you can put whatever you want up there. Okay, and you're going to see that, you know, you can personalize these. Okay, so the first one, we're going to get to pressing the pillows. And so the manufacturer of the first one I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do, this is a micro velvet. So I'm going to do this one, and this one I'm actually going to do I want to put it on my bed. So I'm actually going to do this white one because it fits kind of in my theme in my bedroom. And they have hidden zippers. So these are very easy to ship when you do them. Okay, so you're just going to be shipping the pillow covers. You are not going to have to ship a whole pillow, which is awesome. And what I'm going to do is, okay, so I got, the manufacturer says $3.85 for 35 seconds. And this is my older machine, so I know to adjust my time would be 40 seconds for me because my temperature tends to fall on this one. I've had this machine, this heat press, for quite a few years. I'm going to probably say 7-8 years. So I've learned to, it's getting older, I've learned to adjust my times according to it. So I'm going to give myself 5 seconds extra, and I'm going to do 5 degrees more, only because with this older machine, once I put this in, my temperature drops quite a bit. I do not have a large enough pressing pillow. So the trick that I do is I have some old tea towels, and they fit around to give me that little lift that I need in the center. When you're doing these pillows, I would suggest using pressing pillows. I need to get some larger ones because they have this seam here that goes around the edge where it raises it up a little bit, so then your middle part does not get a good press on it. So my trick is I don't have that. I use a tea towel. Sometimes I use washcloths. I have smaller pillows, but I don't have the larger one, and I do need to get like a probably a 14 by 14. I need to get one of those. So I just put a tea towel under here to raise it above that. Cover it with butcher paper. And I am just going to always remember to put your butcher paper on the bottom, or if you don't have butcher paper, I suggest using parchment paper over the Teflon. I know some people still do, and I have used the Teflon before, but I think the butcher paper and the parchment works the best. I've already lint rolled these, all of my substrates, so make sure you lint roll first or you're going to get the funny blue dots. And lint roll. So I go one way, I go another way, because you will get the blue specks, and that's lint. If you happen to get that and you press, that's lint. And I'm actually going to, today for the pumpkin pillow, I'm going to use this one. This is my Hello Fall. This is actually my blue one that I have. This is blue, a cream, and I want to say this is like a greenish color. So this is what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put this in my bedroom and I'm going to put this on my bed. Now, if you're new to sublimation and you're thinking your prints don't look vibrant, they will not. If your printer is printing correctly, your prints are not going to be vibrant until you press them. I use the Epson 7720. The 7710 is the same exact version, just one tray instead of two. I think when, I do get another one, which I'm thinking about getting a second one so that I can have two running at the same time, I'm just going to do a 7710. I don't personally mind switching out the trays, and 90% of the time it seems like I am, because one tray's in and then I'll be like, my top tray, I'm just always switching out anyway. So to me, it's a fast switch for paper. I don't mind it. So they're the same. They're probably about a $50 to $75 difference depending where you get them. I will post a link to where I get my inks as well. So I can't never remember the name of it. I'm sorry. So I'm going to post a link to those, and that's what I'm using. So this is the print that I'm going to use. All right. Now with the pillow covers, I suggest opening them up and putting sheets of paper in, because sometimes your press will go through to the back, and you do not want that to happen. Okay, so I just cut up several sheets, smaller sheets. You can do one large one. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. So I'm just going to put my sheets in there, smooth out my fabric, and pre-press this. I already did pre-press mine, but I'm going to say just give it a press to get the wrinkles out and stuff, probably 10 seconds. I didn't see anything on the manufacturer's directions saying pre-press. I know with the flags and stuff, you should pre-press them for at least 30 seconds. It takes the moisture out. I didn't see that with these. So I gave it about a 10-second press, but it gave me a nice base. Okay, so I'm going to always mirror your images. And I'm just going to lay this on here. You could heat tape it or spray it with a spray if you want. Just going to center and just lay it on. And this is a medium pressure on these, according to what the manufacturer had said. So let's see how that works. I do want to show you though, I did these on the tea towels, and look how beautiful. So we're going to see if the color turns out just as pretty on these velvet. This is a micro velvet. Okay, do we have anybody? Okay. Hi Sandy, hi Diane, Cassie. Good, we have quite a few watching. Okay. A moment of reveal. And this is all that will be left on your print, kind of really faded out. And this turned out beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so here you go. Look how pretty that turned out, so vibrant. And this is the micro velvet. And like I said, there was no bleed through in the back. And then just, you know, this is the 16-inch. And then your customers can go ahead and they could either put a pillow, like pillow form in here that they can buy at a craft shop. I think even Walmart sells them now. Or they can go ahead and stuff it with polyfill, which I have done on some of the odd shaped ones, or some, like a couple that I couldn't find. Some of the longer ones I just stuff with polyfill. But these are nice because then you could turn them inside out and you can wash them. So there's that one. And this design is available in my shop. And then I think I have this right now in 3 different color schemes, and I am adding a 4th one, so be watching for those. And like I said, I did that also on the micro fleece, and I think I did these last week. Towels. So these were done on the sports towels. Diane, I'm gonna leave all of that information where the cover and everything came from. Once I do the replay and I post this, it's just easier to give you guys links that way instead of just you know, saying them online on the camera, because then everybody just keeps asking. So I would leave a link to where the pillow covers come from. And as most of you know, I do use Condi a lot. They are really, really high shipping rates. So when I do use them, so when you go there, be expecting to have really high shipping. So Condi is one of the places that you do want to buy in a larger quantity to justify your shipping with them, okay? So these, let me get rid of these. Okay, so the next pillow cover. And if you can see, this is why we use butcher paper all the time. I'm not sure if you can see, but do you see that slight image? There you go. So that is why always, always, always use a brand new sheet. If you're going to use the butcher paper, I'm going to suggest that you buy it in the rolls. You get like 1,000 feet. I get it at my local Gordon Food Service, GFS. We have one locally here, and I buy it there. I think Sam's Club and Costco also sells the butcher paper. You want the unwaxed, plain white butcher paper, and it's usually around, for 1,000 feet, $25. So very cost effective because you are going to be using a new sheet every single time. Okay, so moving on. Now I'm going to try, we are going to do, these were the peach skin. Okay, and I think these were the peach skin. Yeah, these are the peach skin ones. So let's try the peach skin ones here. Same concept. We're going to unzip it. You know what? This one is wrinkled up. So let's give this a pre-press. Kind of after I pressed them, I threw them on the table and they got wrinkled. So I'm just going to do a pre-press on that for about 10 seconds. So it's pre-pressed. We again are going to throw some paper. Let me get some paper cut out in here. With this being the white, you absolutely will need to line your inside. And I also suggest that with shirts because, you know, you will get a faint image that might come through to the back and have that image on there, and you don't want to do that. So I suggest always putting sheets of paper in between your layers, especially if you are doing white. I'm trying to also make sure I'm not missing any comments here. So if you do happen to leave a comment or a question, and I don't see it, you can just ask it again, because sometimes the scrolling goes too quick. Okay, so I just lined the inside so that I don't get any fading coming through the back. Okay, and this is one I'm making for my daughter. And as you see, I personalized it. So it looks forward facing to you, but it's actually mirrored. Okay, and as you see, it's not as vibrant. I mean, it's a little bit, but not as vibrant. And then I just, I personalized it and put all of the children's, and I put their whole family name on. I got the dogs and the kitty cats and the kids. So, and it just says the Stone Family Pumpkin Patch. So when you're personalizing these, definitely market it to be personalized. You know, you can do grandma's pumpkin patch or little pumpkins. Let me cut this down a little. And like my daughter, she only has 2 children, so it kind of seemed a little bare with the pumpkins, so I decided to just do the Stone Family and then have all of them on the pillow. So it was not so bare if you only have 1 or 2 children. Okay, so I'm centering that. Covering again with the butcher paper. And this one actually is 60 seconds. So we are going to up this a little on time. Let's see how this one turns out. Good morning, Amy and Kevin, Diane. Who else do I see jumping on? And Janet. So this one's actually 380 at 60 seconds for this one. And when you do get any covers or anything like that, always, any of your substrates that the manufacturer usually has the time and temp, you will definitely want to start with that. And if you feel with your press it needs adjusted, you can do the different times and stuff, or the different temperature. You can always adjust. Okay, and as you see, that's all that's left of that. Let's get these pieces out. And if you do happen to get scorching, no, this one did not scorch. And look how nice that turned out. Nice and vibrant. Okay, sorry about that. I was getting a call coming in. No one ever calls my phone until I'm on it, right? So there you go. Another one. And that was the peach skin. Okay, hopefully that call did not mess up my video, because sometimes it does. Is everyone there still and they can see me okay? Sometimes when calls come through, they mess up my videos. Are we still good? Okay, great. I don't know why that does that, but it does. I am going to do, this last one is the linen look one, and it's the one that I had already done this one on. And this is my personal favorite. It is 100% polyester. And I just love this one personally, because I love burlap and linen, so this kind of reminds me of both. I'm going to do one here for my daughter. Sorry about that. Must be my granddaughter calling. She won't leave me alone. When Grandma don't answer, she will call me 30 times in a row. She's 4. She'll be 4. And she talks to her Alexa and tells it to call Grandma. So when Grandma doesn't answer, she will call Grandma 30 times in a row. And then when I get on the phone, she says, how rude. Because I wasn't answering her phone calls. So we're going to line the middle so it doesn't bleed through. We get no ghosting through. And we are going to give this one a pre-press as well. Okay. And I'm doing this same one but for my other daughter. So I did theirs. Okay, so Kevin and Amy said, shh, what would cause that? She did a, okay, a shirt. Was, Amy, was it 100% polyester? Because a lot of people think that they can sub on cotton, And cotton just does not accept it. The polyester is what you need to accept your sublimation ink. I know there's a few sprays out there. I have not used them. I just use polyester. I stick to that. I feel that that's the best. That's what sublimation ink was created for. So unless you are going to do like sub on like heat transfer material, I know someone said that they've been posting a lot about Sublifex, Flex. Sorry, I don't know. I haven't used it yet. So no, it wasn't. I have no idea why it didn't come out. What was the poly count on it? Do you know? Okay, so did I line this? Yes. Okay, so again, we're just going to put the transfer on. Now this one is up a little bit higher, so I'm going to adjust my temp on this one. So let's wait for it to reach 390 on this one. This one said 3. It was 40%. That was probably why. If you are going to do anything, shirts, pillow covers, anything that's material, you must have at least a minimum of 65%. 60% they say, I will not do under 65%. There's just not enough polyester in there for your sublimation to your ink to go ahead and take hold of. So they say that the polyester is your ink actually infuses into it. So with it only being 40%, it was going to wash out. So I usually do at least 65. They say above 60, but 65 and above is what I personally would recommend. And even at 65%, you do kind of get a little bit more of a vintage shirt once it washes. So the higher the count, the better and the longer your ink is going to last on it. And I know that you can get the George brand at Walmart because I have used them. They do have a shirt there that is 65%. And it is the George brand shirts. And I have used those. Okay, so my temp is almost there. All right, let me see if I can go back and see this. Joanne had said she bought some transfers from another person and the color on the transfer was vibrant. And after you pressed it, the transfer was still vibrant. Could that be the different printers or what do you think? I don't know. I don't know what kind of transfer it was. So it may have been something different. So I'm not sure. But I know it will stay vibrant if the higher poly count you use. And then if you're not doing a high poly count, the transfers might have been something of a different ink. So there's other inks out there that's not sublimation. They would be different processes. So you might have got one of those. Okay, so let's press this. This is going to go for 60 seconds. And I have my timer right now set at 45, so we'll give it a little bit extra. Okay, Amy, you asked, you have several transfers in your cart. When does the sale end? The sale actually ends. I extended it for one more day, so it will end tomorrow. The poly count was 65 and the transfer was yes. So 65, it can be vibrant. The ones that I have done them on, I've not done them on pure white. So with the 65% George brand, I've done them on the pink, the blue. There was like an army green, or like a celery green, I should say. So I've not done them on the white. A white one would probably be more vibrant than when you're subbing on a color. So that's probably true. That might have been, they might have stayed vibrant. Because my 65% ones, they're still like the day that I've done them. And they've been washed several times because I've done them for my daughters and my husband. Zippers are hot. And there's the linen. Nice and vibrant. Okay, so now so that was the 3 that we've done. We did the micro velvet, the linen, and the peach skin. Okay, so I'm actually wanting to, if I find it here, this is the one that I made for myself for my bed, and I'm actually going to, I want to sub on the back of it as well, so that I actually can use it at another time if I want to. And I'm just going to put this one, I decided to do this because even though, you know, it's got some orange and it could be fall, this literally could be an everyday pillow. So I'm going to do that so that I can turn it around on my bed when it is in fall. So if you want to do that, all you're going to do is the same process. So I've not done one of these on the back, so we're going to see how this works. It should be okay, and it shouldn't really take any of the ink, because I know sometimes when you double press on something, if you overlap the press, sometimes it will remove, just lighten up the ink of the previous press. But considering that that's face down, it really shouldn't. We will see. Okay, so. And believe me, I'm not an expert at sublimation. I've just, some of these I've done through trial and error. That's one thing about sublimation, is there is a lot of trial and there is a lot of error. So this is not something where if you went to the Dollar Tree and you grabbed one, because I did vinyl, I was a vinyl girl for probably 4 or 5 years, where you grab a Dollar Tree mug for $1, you throw some vinyl on it, you mess up, you pull the vinyl off. This isn't like that. Sublimation is a permanent. It's permanent. So once you've done it, you know, I have not found any way to remove it. It's there. So this is, oh, so pretty. Okay, let me show you this. So be prepared. This is not an inexpensive craft. It's definitely a more expensive craft to do. Okay, so look at that, look how pretty. So now I can turn this pillow around, and it really did not change the vibrancy of the back. So this is a 2-sided pillow, and I was even thinking about doing one side fall and then one side Christmas. That would be a great way to market your pillows. That way someone can just turn them around. It's like a BOGO deal, buy one, get one free. So that way they can go ahead and get more bang for their buck. And you know, your customers always is looking for something that's gonna be more bang for their buck. And that probably would be it. So if you're gonna do some pillowcases, maybe think about doing them two-sided. You know, and then people will feel that they're justifying the pillow case, the cover, will be really worth it to them. It'll be, you know, they'll be able to use it for 2 seasons instead of 1. But as you see, even though it was on the bottom, look, that still took a little bit of the ink, not a lot, but it still grabbed some of that ink when I pressed it. But I didn't lose a lot of the vibrancy, so it was okay. Okay. Thank you, Amy. What is the sale? The sale in my group page or my Etsy shop that I have right now, I'll put a link to it, and it is 50% on the pumpkin designs that I did today. So it's 50% off on this one, on the little pumpkins and the pumpkin patch one. So it's 50% off. It will end, I extended it until tomorrow, so there is 4 different designs for my garden flag, as well as the pillows, and they're 50% off today. So they'll be $1.50 for the design, so grab those while you can. And you know, if you wasn't here earlier, let me tell you, there is a difference if you're pressing pillows and if you're pressing the flags. So if you plan on doing the flags, make sure you grab the flag one. It can still be sized up and down, but if you're going to do the pillow one, make sure you do the pillow one, because on the pillow I have given the whole pumpkins. On the flags, the pumpkins are cut to fill it that way. So depending on what you're going to do, make sure you know, you grab the flag for the flag, make sure you grab the pillow for the pillow, and they can both be resized up and down and a little bit sideways, but I wouldn't start stretching too far, because then the image kind of doesn't stay correct. Okay, what is on your platen? Oh, okay. This is my makeshift mat. You must have missed it when I first started. I would suggest using the pillow forms for pressing, the pressing forms. I don't have a bigger one. The biggest one I had is only a 10 by 10. And I needed something bigger, because these pillowcases with the stitching that they have around the corners, it raises the edges and it lowers the middle. You want that middle to at least be up to where these corners are, so that it's pressing correctly and you're not getting the dip of it. So I did not have a big enough one, so I just do a makeshift, and this seems to work for me. I take a tea towel and I kind of fold it to where those edges would be, and that gives it that little bit of raising. However, though, I am going to purchase some pressing pillows. I haven't recently, just recently, I've added doing more fabric, where I was not doing fabric before, so I was kind of not really prepared for it. So, but recently I've been doing more flags and pillows and tea towels and stuff like that, where I used to just do a lot of the mugs, which I still do a lot of. I did a lot of the slates and some other hard surfaces. So that was what that was. Okay, did I miss anything here? Okay, so I will go ahead and leave information in the comments once I go ahead and post this as a replay. If you are hopping on as a replay or as a live, if you could comment live, hashtag live or hashtag replay. I'm still trying to get a feel of when doing the live videos is best. I know my best time is morning. I'm on the East Coast, so my best time is morning to probably mid-afternoon. After 3 o'clock, it kind of sometimes gets a little crazy here. I have 6 grandchildren, and the 7th is on her way. So the grandchildren tend to come over. If they do, they stop a little bit later in the afternoons, or the husband's home and we're doing some, some odds and ends and some things and running around the house. So it is almost, it's 10 after 11 here. Thank you guys. Yes, please comment if you're here live. Please hashtag live. If you are watching a replay, hashtag replay, please. All right, everybody, I'm going to post the links. I might not be able to get to that right at this very minute, but I will get to that as soon as possible. I am going to post the replay, and then I'll edit it and go ahead and give all of the info on where I got the tea towels from, the pillow covers, and the shop, a link to my shop. Okay, I got to run out and deliver a few items. I have some local pickups. So my first one is at 11:30, and that's about 10 minutes from here. So I'm gonna have to get off of here, and I need to get going. All right, so everybody, you have a wonderful day.